I've got some friends coming over later and I want to make a sweet treat. I'm gonna make some chocolate chip cookies, my favorite cookies of all time. I did do a video on this way back, but it's trash. And I think that I used M&Ms in place of the chocolate. It really wasn't living up to its full potential. So I'm gonna recreate this the right way, never looking back. This recipe comes from the genius mind of Chris Morocco of Bon Appetit. He knows what he's doing. I'll be sure to link that recipe down below in the description. Check it out, get the right measurements and the ingredients. This is your pretty basic cookie recipe, except I think the secret ingredient is brown butter. It takes it to a whole nother place that I want to just stay in forever. Always brown the butter. My oven is preheating to 350 Fahrenheit. I'm pretty sure the recipe calls for an oven at 375, but I find that 350 works better for me, so that's what I'm gonna do. And we can get started. Before I get to the stove to brown my butter, well, most of the butter, I have a heat-proof bowl here with some of the butter. This is like a half a stick, and I'm gonna be browning a stick, so a stick and a half total. This is going to just chill out right here for a minute, and now we can go to the stove. Got this on like a medium-low heat. I just want to gently start to melt the butter. Just keep swirling it. This should only take a couple of minutes. Once this yellow color goes away, it's going to start to get deep brown, and you'll start to know when it's ready because that smell will just be so like sweet and nutty, and oh, it's just so good. And this will start to foam up a bit, but you're gonna start to see the brown color coming up through the foam because it's hard to kind of tell when it's getting brown, but you'll know by the smell. Take it off when it gets good and brown. See what I mean? It gets kind of hard to tell when it's starting to brown, but if I let it sit for a second, you can see the brownness coming up through the middle, and it's starting to smell amazing and sweet and delicious. So I can tell that it's just about there. And you want to make sure you don't burn the butter, but you want it good and brown. And I think we're there. That's the color you're looking for. Now that our butter is nice and browned, I'm just going to pop it right in here right away. You should hear that sizzle. Make sure you scrape the bottom of that pan. You want all of those brown bits. So much flavor. Now I'm gonna let this chill for a second, let that butter kind of melt on its own for the most part, while I get my sugars ready. Give this a little swirl around, make sure that's all melted. Into our melty, toasty butter goes some granulated sugar and my brown sugar. Give that a mix, get those chunks out of there. It will get smoother once I add the eggs, so no worries. I'm gonna put my eggs in here. It's 1 whole egg and 2 yolks. And give this a mix now until the sugar starts to dissolve, and it's going to be much smoother. Look at that, it's like velvet. This is the consistency you're looking for. The recipe also calls for vanilla extract. You don't have any, it doesn't really make a huge difference for me, but just know that that should go in right now too. So now that we've got our wet all going, we want to get our dry ingredients in here. We're gonna put the flour right in, just all-purpose flour, baking soda, and kosher salts. And that is it. Now I'm just going to incorporate all of this. Just be careful when you're stirring it, it doesn't go everywhere. You do not need any special equipment for this, like a mixer or anything. This is one of my favorite recipes because of that, because I hate getting everything out. All I need is a spatula. You just want to make sure you incorporate everything, no dry spots. Goodness, if you could smell this right now. Whew. Brown butter does something to my soul. And there's our dough. But one thing is missing, you may say, and that's an important thing for chocolate chip cookies, and that's the chocolate. Here we go. I've made these a lot, and I find that the Lindt chocolate bars work the best in here. I've tried different brands, I've tried different levels of darkness, like I've tried milk. I usually stick with semi-sweet, but I couldn't find any today, so we're going dark chocolate today. But this is the orange one, which is always a good idea. Chocolate and orange are just like one of the best flavor combinations of life. You can use chocolate chips if you want to. I just don't think they work as well in this recipe. I have used them in a pinch though, and it's fine, but you don't want fine when you're making chocolate chip cookies. You want beauty. And another thing about this recipe that I think makes it even more perfect is like chopping the chocolate, because you get all of those little shards of chocolate too. The shavings will go throughout the dough and just kind of give you little exciting pops of chocolate. I'm just gonna get going. And make sure you're getting all these little shards in here. That's where it really makes a difference. And now we're just gonna fold this chocolate in. It might look like a lot, but it's really not. You just wanna get it all in there. And there's our dough. Now I'm gonna scoop. Got my little ice cream scooper here. I cannot emphasize enough how much I love this tool. It is so important to me when making my cookies. I want them all the same size. They bake more evenly that way, and they're just beautiful. Make sure to space them out. These cookies do spread. I like to bake these with just a little bit of some flaky sea salt on top. As per usual, it just adds so much to these cookies. Trust me, you'll never go back. I'm gonna pop these into my preheated oven for like 8 to 10 minutes. You can tell when they're done. They're just gonna get like slightly brown around the edges, and I like them kind of gooey in the middle, so I can always kind of look at the cookie. They're gonna be puffed and they will deflate. These cookies are definitely thinner with crunchier edges and a softer inside. So in the oven, 8 to 10 minutes-ish. You know your oven, everyone's is different. In the meantime, I am going to freeze the rest of these. They freeze like a dream. I keep a pretty hefty stash in the freezer at all times, and they cook up so easily. I just kind of put them in the freezer like this, flash freeze them, not touching, but very close together. I put them in for a few hours at least, or overnight, and then I can bag them. That way they won't stick to each other. And so whenever I want one, pull one out, oven at 350, 12 minutes is my sweet spot. Perfect cookie every time. Look at these babies. Oh, they are so perfect. They are a little darker because I use dark brown sugar, but they are definitely done. They are just set up nicely on the edges, and the middles are definitely like gooey. These are a little puffy right now, but as they cool, they will flatten out a little bit. But I'm going to definitely let these cool. If you do transfer these to like a wire rack for cooling, I would let them cool like at least 5 or so minutes on the pan and then transfer it. If I'm not making multiple batches, I'll just let them cool in the pan. It's totally fine. And I find that if you want a fresh, warm chocolate chip cookie, you should definitely let them cool for 5 to 10 minutes, and they're perfect for like picking up and ripping apart and devouring like a savage. Maybe that's just me, but how can you not want to just like take a very large bite out of these cookies? I can't wait any longer. These are perfect cookies. Like, oh, they smell so good. They're still kind of soft, but I don't care. Oh. These are so good. Can you see like the goo in there? These are in my oven for 10 minutes and they're perfect. So if you want yours a little more done, maybe try like 11 to 12 minutes, but you don't want to burn them. And the salt on top cannot get any better. You should definitely make a batch of these. They're perfection. And who doesn't love a chocolate chip cookie? Enjoy.